That's right. That's right. I always got to say that's right. Yep, yep. I got to come in and make sure sound and everything is right. So y'all, I remember that because we got caught in the stream one time and it's like, they say he going, he going off, but wasn't nobody hearing what I was saying, man. And y'all should have heard that too, man. I can't even go back over it. Y'all should have heard that, man. I was going in. Yeah, I was going in on it, baby. You feel me? But that's how we do. That's how we do. First of all, I got to do a check status or whatever. Make sure everybody's okay, because I don't know what it's like there out there where you at. Because I'm over here, so I don't know what it's like over there. And yes, I'm there, once I acclimate and get over there, but I'm not there. I'm right here right now. So, we got things. Things is a certain way over here. And they still got us on these. They trying to ban everything. I don't know. I stopped watching the news about all these events. I'm not, nothing. You guys know what's going on. But I stopped watching any kind of news feeds and stuff like that. But it pops up anyway. It doesn't matter. You could be anywhere. I mean, I go to log into my bank account and boom, they got notifications for COVID. I'm like, I don't need this for my bank. Don't need to give me information about COVID and stuff. But I wanted to mention before I find out how you guys are that I don't know if you guys noticed, but the last live that we did you know they took it down? Before I can even get in there, man. Before I could even get in there, Gil, you believe that? They took it down before I couldn't even get in there and they had already took it down. I'm like, are you kidding? I said, you guys come in and just take my stuff down. I was trying to think back. I said, what did I actually say that might have put up any kind of flag, or was it my title? Because that was kind of like the title was something that is understandable for you guys, but it was like kind of on the line for everybody else. They might not have been able to understand what it was that I say, because I'm not a conformist, so I don't even if it's my form, I do stuff the way I want to do it. I don't put like dates. Like you guys figured that out already. My dates are different, even though they might be the same. That you might figure out, okay, that's what he meant, or it might be I might use the same letters, or I might not use the same letters as they use for the months. I don't practice. I'm just trying to say it in a way that doesn't make it seem like some kind of conspiracy or something. But I don't practice this language the way that most people practice. They like some people will even learn this language and go back to the etymology of the words and stuff like that. But it's kind of easy to figure out where the words come from. Sometimes you can't, but a lot of times you can figure out where these words come from, how they put them together. If it's a Latin source or something like that. If it's a French source, you can just you just figure. Some stuff is automatically French, like something like baguette, something like that. We know that that's French, but a lot of people, but people don't. People are not linguists and they're not etymologists, and that's not the way I want to say it. But I'm just gonna leave it like that. Is I don't practice this tongue the way maybe I should. I could use this tongue in a foul manner, but I don't use it as much. Trying to go back and just use my tongue. I don't like to, usually when people talk to me, I don't even speak English. So if I don't know you, I'm not going to speak English. Because I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with you, because usually you're gonna. Because usually I know what they want, and it's like I might as well just not speak English to them in the first place. I'll just shake my head or something like that and just speak my tongue. It's just better for me, because if I don't want to have a long drawn out conversation about the crap, and I just down at the bottom. I'm of course I'm gonna get to y'all, but yeah, Gil says why, and that's the question, Gil. I can throw that right back at you, is why. I don't understand why, man. As small as this, think about, man, how small this chat is usually. But there's a lot of people that come through anyway. But when we're in here, it just looks so real small. But even in perspective, it's still like not big. But how many lives have I had taken down? Man, they always like just snatching and tearing. I'm like, what? Because I went in there because I wanted to make sure that all the information, like the information going across the screen and all that, I wanted to make sure all my information was on there. And I go in there and it says that they pulled it. I'm like, what the heck? I violated something, because YouTube always sends you something that says that you violated this and that. I'm like, what did I violate? I used my freedoms of speech and I didn't say anything over. I don't go over the top, man. You got chats that always go over the top, and they don't get their videos pulled, a live stream pulled. But yeah, they want to pull it. But here, I guess we had a couple of. I'm trying to think. I think we had a fire. People are panicking to where they're going into stores with guns, and people just ain't used to people walking in stores with guns and stuff like that. Because usually somebody go in the store with a gun, there's going to be a robbery. That's the second thing. You go in the store with a gun, it's going to be a robbery. And I guess there was some other things that happened. And I'm talking about the areas where I live at. These are affluent people, like people that got money. You know, some of the football players, the professional football players and stuff live in the areas that I live in. You know, for some of the football teams, they'll travel. They live in these wooded areas or whatever. Or not really. It's not a lot of woods, but it's just these kind of outskirts. What they call suburban. So they just live out there. And so I'm not trying to mention people. That's why I always try to be careful when I say stuff, because I don't want to mention like exact names and try to find out people's people find out addresses and stuff. I keep all that away from, getting on here. But I'm like, well, why are they doing that to Eagle? Eagle is just not that. I'm just not that type of person, man. And to stir up as much hate and everything else, I'm not that one, man. I'm not that one that should be having all this different hate and all that. I'm just not the one, and my web watchers ain't that one. They're not the ones either. You guys are a little sensitive over certain stuff, and I'm not saying that you're sensitive like girl sensitive, but you guys just don't. You guys are real, because you guys just don't. Every once in a while, you guys might be sleeping, but you guys are real to where it's like, this is, what I mean? This is bull right here. I mean, don't come in web with that. And this is how you guys started. Like last year, you guys started off. This is because we're doing like a state. We're just doing the state of Eagles Web, and the state of how you guys are doing out there right now. And then I'll read how you guys are doing. But so the state of web last year, if you guys remember, the state of web last year is the state of web last year is you guys were more I'm gonna say compassionate, if that's a good enough word. I'm gonna say you guys were more compassionate. So in other words, somebody can come in and they can say stuff, and you guys would try to dialogue back and forth with them. But before you guys, clip them, you guys would at least go back and forth and ask some questions and stuff like that and see if you can get answers out of them. But then it just started getting to the point where you guys don't even want to ask, it's like, that's too much. We checked your profile out. You're fake. You're a fraud. Bye. So that's where you guys went from there. And anyway, you coming in here, smash that thumbs up before you get down and slide down the web. But let me see what y'all got right now, and then we'll get back to it a little bit. But salute to Gil Coles out there. He said salute to Eagles Web. That's right. And then Don Dottie, salute to Don Dottie. He said play the beautiful music. Eagles Web boxing. Got the eagle up good. As always, I got to read those hieroglyphs out. Got the web up good in the boxing glove. He said don't be shy about that bell icon either. Got the thumbs up, said hang out, peaceful, everything's good. But then if not, the neck will be available to get wrenched out. He said lines up in here, baby. Don Dottie, he said salute on that mic. He said trolls, sit your ass down. And that's right. And when we say sit your ass down, there's no disrespect, because even Eagles Web, I would love to come in and sit my ass down. But right now, everybody know that that I have a nerve issue right now. But still, I come in, no disrespect, but come on in, no matter where you at. If you're in your car, sit your ass down. Don't be standing up. You ain't gonna be able to see the screen that good. If you got the phone on top of the car or whatever. If you're at the PC, or if you're at the iPad or whatever you might be on, sit your ass down. Enjoy the content. Enjoy the show. But sit your ass down. And that's our screen for sit your ass down. Larry Holmes is showing this youngster, hey, you can't mess with me, so take those and sit your ass down. And the ref kind of pointing him. If y'all notice, the ref is kind of pointing him off. He just walking off leisurely. He see him go down. Look how leisurely he walk off. He walk off like I always do that. Look, and see, and a lot of people don't understand how important that is. Just in boxing, and we haven't even got the boxing talk, but look how important that is. See, we never talk about that. That's how important it is. The ref actually steers Larry Holmes to the neutral corner because he thought he was headed to his corner. But he leads him to a neutral corner, but actually Larry Holmes was actually going to a neutral corner, but he led him to another neutral corner, which I don't understand that. But if you look at the smoothness in what he did, he didn't go run, didn't get all excited. Like some fighters, like I can see if you're losing, sometimes you get excited. You're like, oh shit, I finally got that knockdown, and you want to get back to the fighter. But he knocked him down and walked off like, this is my usual shit. I do this. This is what I do. I'm Larry Holmes, that's what I do. He just walked off like casual. That's how you walk off like, and that's a boss move. Now, if we haven't got to the main, and we're gonna talk a little bit about, I don't know, we'll see if we can finish up with the welterweight move. The welterweight move up and the face of boxing. And I'm telling you, that face of boxing now is becoming clear to everybody, because I hear a lot of people talking about that face of boxing. I think Gil even talked about it, and maybe even Don Dollar talked about it. We talked about who is the face of boxing and why other people are not the face of boxing. But yeah, we had a few problems out here, and what they're doing is they say they're going to be slowly opening up. So they're going to slowly open up, and they're going to get this done. Get people back into the society. And I was going to put something out there about the distancing and all that, but I'm not going to do it because it's too controversial, and people will freak out. And then they will take me down. But I'll tell you like this. I'll just tell you like this. And hopefully somebody is a bright enough bulb to where they get what I'm saying. Now, I know that we celebrate holidays, we have Christmas and stuff like that. Okay. So when you have lights, like you have lights, Christmas lights, right? I don't celebrate that. I don't believe in none of that stuff, but you have Christmas lights. If you look at that Christmas, the line that they're on, right? How is it arranged? In most cases, when you have the bigger bulbs, well, how is it arranged? And yeah, you know me, I'm always up to something. So is it arranged to where they're like this, like real together like this? Or are they apart? These aren't lights, obviously, but these are bottles of water. But are they close like this, or are they apart? Okay, and I just wanted to say this, and hopefully somebody can read through this, because I just don't want to talk. I'm not going to say it on my show. But what would be a reason why they separate the lights in the first place? Why wouldn't they be so close? One thing, they save money, right, if they're not so close? Because then you would have to put more bulbs. And the main reason is that they might burn up. There's a possibility that one of them could burn the other one, or they face them opposite. And the same thing that we're going through, we're going through this distance, so as not to burn. And why would we be at a distance so we don't burn? Is it so we don't notice that we're burning? Because if you're close, like if you got two fires and they're like this, they know each other's burning. But if you put them here and the flame is not that hot or whatever, it's just like it's almost normal, then they don't know if they're burning or not. And you might have got that, and you might not have. But I'm very clever when it comes to doing certain things, just so I don't cause a ruckus or something like that. That's right. Yeah, okay, so Gil down there. Gil said we go good over here, so everybody good. And then we already covered the why. The why was bullshit, so we don't know why. He said Lab don't like the chicken run. Yeah, but Lab has nothing to do. Lab been good lately, man. Lab show his face like what? Once a show, or once every 2 shows, and Lab come through. I think it's funny when Lab come through though. Because somebody will be saying something, all of a sudden Lab, and they're like, Lab like, what, huh? Lab like, hey, remember me. Don't make me put hands. Because I remember Lab, man, back Last year when Sir Flame came in, Lab just did not like Sir Flame at all. He'd just be waiting for Sir Flame to come in. As soon as Sir Flame come in, he like, nah, deleting his comments and everything else. Don't come in here with that. He's like, don't come in web with that. And Sir probably like, I ain't do nothing. I'm cool. What I do? But Lab wasn't hearing nothing. Lab had blinders on. Like, you said too much or you put too many, I think he might have got Don too though. Said like, y'all put too much them hieroglyphs. Like, no man, look. You putting hieroglyphs on it. And I don't like that. But we got a lot we can talk about. But look, let's talk about cowards though. Let's talk about a couple of cowards. Y'all might have your own list. I don't want to stay on it like real long. I want to do a whole show on cowards. But let's talk about cowards for a second. Because there's something else that came to mind before we talk about, the face of boxing. Because we already know that. We know who the face of boxing is. And I'm going to give you a different twist on that. I'm going to give you a different twist on that, that I'm the greatest and stuff like that. We'll talk about, because there's always, they say it's two sides to a story. There's a lot of sides to stories. Yeah. Dog said Lab would troll. Yeah, Lab be trolling. He said, would Bud get no credit for beating an old man senator? He gets credit. Anybody who beats Pacquiao gets credit because Pacquiao got his ass up in there. It's up to them to say what they have to say. Because if you remember when Mike Tyson beat Larry Holmes, he had certain things to say. Okay, like a true champ knows what to say. But reflecting back on it, I don't know. Just watching that fight, I don't know how Holmes in his prime. I don't know how well Mike would have done with him. Because of the length. Holmes has some long ass arm. I don't know. And all that like trying to get in. Larry Holmes have uppercuts waiting on you too. So I don't know, but it went the way it went. But hopefully they do the right thing. Or they may just do, they may do the they may do they may do this. Okay, you know me. I got to dramatize a little bit. Yeah, that's right. I took him out, man. Pacquiao. I told y'all Pacquiao couldn't touch me like that. They might go through all that and hype themselves all up, and then guess what? The next fight they get in, they get pieced up. Is it like we haven't seen that though? We've been seeing fighters that come in as like I said. That's why I do all the who can we trust as a champion. It's like, who can we trust? But back to cowards, though. So, I didn't even want to read his article, his mouthpiece. But Joshua talking about if he beats Tyson, not Tyson Fury, but Mike Tyson, then everybody will hate him after he knocks him out. I'm like, so okay, so let's talk about it. So you guys don't know where I'm going yet, but look. You got a fighter like Andre Ward that his trainer, even Virgil Hunter, even thinks that he can beat AJ. You got all these fighters who want to fight AJ. And Gil will say that Mike Tyson will get knocked out and he needs to be in a wheelchair or whatever. I know Gil will say that. But you know what? For me, it's not a far gone conclusion of him just knocking Mike out. Because I don't know, Mike, maybe Mike come back and just got an iron chin. Maybe his chin is iron again. Maybe, I don't know. You never know. People surprise you, man. People surprise you even when they get older sometimes. It's like, damn, man, he took like a champ. I've seen too many videos, man, where you had a guy they was in the convenience store, gas station or whatever. And he's trying to pick on this old man. This man is old though. This man is in his 70s, right? But guess what? This man was a Navy boxing champ. See, that's when picking a victim goes wrong. And so he was trying to, trying to hand up the old man. That old man put hands on him. I was like, God dang. I mean, knocked his ass out. I'm like, see? I said, that's what people don't understand, man. That sometimes it's not always age. Sometimes it's just it's ability too. You can't run up. You can't run up on just anybody. I would have never ran up on my grandfather or something like that, man. Are you crazy? When you talk about somebody, because I was going, yeah, I had this thought in my head. I was thinking, the people that are, because a classic example of how strong people used to be, where people think they're strong now, is you had some of your elders, like your great grandparents and your elders and stuff, that weren't subjected to the things that we're subjected to, and they kept their strength. They were strong as I don't know what. So they was like, I don't know if you know who Mark Henry is he's a brother out of Texas, and they consider him at one point the strongest man in the world, and he was actually known as the strongest teenager in the world. And I'm talking about, you had a lot of people just walking around with that kind of strength. See, so you have to be very careful. It doesn't matter what your skill set is when somebody's that strong. When somebody is superhuman, has superhuman strength, it's a lot different. Your skill set don't work as good on somebody with superhuman strength. Regular strength or just strong, yeah, you could piece them up and get them weak. But determination and just superhuman strength, if they touch you, is over with. Like somebody who grabs you, and it's like you just like they grab your arm, and it feels like somebody just put your arm in a vice, and they just grabbing you. Hands don't usually do that when somebody put a hand on you. And I've shaken hands with people like that, and I'm real strong, but I have shaken hands with people when I just look at them like and smile. But it's like I'm thinking to myself, I said, this MF just crushed my hand. Does he even know how he's shaking people's hand? And some of these people, like in construction or something, and just heavy, just chop wood all day. So they holding that axe like that hatch, holding that axe like that all day long, chopping wood and doing all this other stuff. Or what's that one? Not the sledgehammer. What is one? Sledgehammer. That's another one. People that use that all day, and most people don't use that. But I see people still using it. People use it that don't have the technology that we have in other countries, and you can see these videos and stuff where they're breaking. I've seen a guy that was so good with a sledgehammer. They had a slab. It was probably, and this is my guesstimation, I'm going to say it was at least 12 inches, on the length. And I'm going to say it's about 8 inches on the thickness. And square. I mean, but at that point, it's not a square. It's actually a rectangle. You know what I mean? It's actually a rectangle. And this guy was hitting it with precise hits. And you can see when he hit with the sledgehammer, it left like a little mark, like from the top all the way down to the bottom. And he just hit it, boom, 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 like 3 or 4 times. And that shit and he was breaking that shit, a solid piece, into bricks. I'm like, how in the hell do you do that? Precision. No saw, nothing like that. No big blade like they use that big, that blade that they use. I don't know what it's called, Gil. You might know what it's called. The one that cuts cement and blocks and stuff like that. They had that. He's just using that, and he's doing it faster than one of those, because he's taking like 3-4 blows and bam, there's a perfect brick. And you heard what I said, 12 inches by 8. So that's not a regular sized brick. And then he was hitting them about 6 inches wide. So that's good. That's a good size like this. Not the regular little bricks, but like that. You know what I mean? And he's just boom, boom. I'm like, so that's that kind of strength. I said the people have that kind of natural strength. Mine's is more like for pushing and grabbing and picking up. That's the kind of strength I have. But I don't think, at least I don't think I crushed anybody's hands like that, from crushing. So you never know. But back to this coward here. But what I want to know is, why is that conversation even in his mouth? If somebody can explain that one to me. Why is he even talking about Tyson? He doesn't have Deontay Wilder in his mouth. He don't have Fury in his mouth. He don't have Ortiz in his mouth. Those are the only ones that I really care about right now. As far as the top heavyweights, those are the ones that are going to get it done. Daniel Dubois, I mean, if he gets it done, he gets it done. But those are things that, our language here is we got to see it. That's right. Don Dada said Bud just going to say, spank Nick. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what Bud do. We'll see what Bud do, because and I haven't got to that part of it, even though, I mean, we need to talk. We really do need to talk about those potential 154s. But we'll get back to that. But this coward here, I don't know how many cowards. We'll just talk about this coward just for a little bit. But this coward need to put somebody else in his verbiage. If you're gonna talk about fighting somebody like Mike Tyson, who's been retired, then you really need to check yourself. You know, you need to sit your ass down because nobody want to hear that. And you're right, Don Dada, naturally strong. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that before too. It's like somebody grab you or something, but they not grabbing you like a regular person grab you. They grab you like your parents, you know, like you feel the strength of your parents when you real little. They making you feel like you young again. Oh, you young. Oh, I'm young. You sitting there, you wearing you wearing a size double. I just stick it double. Let's say double X, not triple X. Damn, I used to be way up to. I used to wear like a 5X, man. What was it 4X or 5X, man? God damn. I look back at some of my clothes, man, because y'all know I went down, man. But I look back at some of my clothes. I'm like, God dang, I said somebody can wear this like at some of my sports jackets, right? I'm like, somebody can wear this as like a trench coat, like a long, like a coat. It'll be too wide from them. Or some people can actually, you know, sleep in that shit. I'm like, God dang. Because I used to wear a 58. I couldn't fit the pants because the pants that come with a 58 is like a 48 or something like that. My waist was never that big. But I used to be a 58. I wear a 58 XL. And if you ever seen a 58 XL, that's a big ass suit, man. That's a big, and that's what my t-shirts was. My t-shirts was like 4X and 5X. So I was getting stuff at the Fat Boy place. You know, and guess what? Even with that size, I was considered small. I mean, for them, they see me as big. But if you have to get stuff at the Fat Man shop, you're at that size, you're small. Well, I was small because I wasn't a 48-inch waist. But the guys that go in those places there are probably, their chest might not be as big as mine, but let's say for instance they're probably like at least maybe 50 or something like that, but not maybe 50 to 52, something like 54. But the rest of their body is just like shaped like a pear. They're just huge. Their pants are like 50. Yeah, but the regular rack don't go. The regular rack at a store, and forget like designer stuff. Forget that. You're just not getting that. You're especially getting those made. That's $15,000. That's a $15,000 suit, probably minimum. That's probably $15,000 to get like a Brioni or something like that. That's $20,000 just for one suit. You know what I mean? But just off the rack, I think the rack only goes up to what, 46, 40, to something like that. In some cases it may go up to 50, but just regular stuff like that. Yeah. But when somebody hands you like that and you feel like a little kid like that, damn, that's just like, you feel insignificant. Like, God dang, man, I thought I was strong. I guess I ain't strong no more. But you're just not strong around them because they just naturally, they just got that alligator, their grip is like an alligator bite, that's all. But Joshua, you got to stop that shit, talking about Tyson and all that fun, happy-go-lucky shit. Nobody's falling for that no more. He's all happy now and all that because he got his loss and he got his belt back from running and all that. But I see him going to sleep in his future. Somebody gonna catch up with him if we can get a fight out of him. But anyway, enough of that coward. That's the coward. And of course Canelo. Cinnamon Bun, that's another coward. And forget it. We'll talk about the coward later on though. But before let's talk about the face of boxing and stuff. And I got a different take on it than what you guys might think. Some of the take, you know, and Don Dada, brought him up. He's talking about the senator and stuff like that. But I have a different take on it. I have the same take that a lot of people have, but we got a different take too today. But Don Dada, I'm reading your comment right there. You said AJ is a businessman and you yelling it out. How is that even, what kind of business sense is that if you're, that will be some potential money, but what does it do for your legacy? If you're talking about is he a businessman or a fighter? So he's not even a fighter anymore. He's just a businessman. If you quoting that right away, he's a businessman. He's not even a fighter no more. He should still Wilder. Top 3 should always be on his list. He should be. I'm knocking out Fury. I'm beating up Wilder. I'm beating up Ortiz. And then I'll probably walk off into the sunset. And then whoever else will decide at that time. Everybody should have a top list. Because we need that face. And we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the senator in a second. But we need that face, man. Okay, let me throw this out there real quick, just so y'all understand what a face looks like. When it comes to, a few years ago, when it came to track and field, like sprinting, who was the face of sprinting? Like, let's say, for instance, like the 200 meters and the 100 meters. Who was the face of sprinting? And this is outside of boxing. That's right. Does say, snatch your ass up. That's right. 58 XL. Yep. No, 58. Yeah, 58 XL. But I'm saying no, not Fat Boy though. That was all that powerlifting shit. I was just big as hell. You know, that's when people didn't like to even approach me. Like people would always have their head down and stuff talking to me and shit. I'm like, it feels uncomfortable because everybody who's big like that is not like they're not gonna kill you just because they're big. Just because somebody's big like that, they could be, you know, they softer and things, but you don't want to, it's not like, see, when I was that size, people didn't come over to me and just like say stuff like star shit or something like that. Like I even had cops asking how big, he said, damn man, how much you weigh, man, or how big, they said, you about this, they're trying to guess. At the same, now why are you talking to me nice, and I'm just bringing this up, but why are you talking to me nice, but you got 2 pairs of handcuffs on me? Because first of all, they can't get my arms around, and they're nice as this. I've never seen cops being that nice. Cops ain't usually nice, but when they can't even move your arms, then of course they're gonna be nice. Can you help us with your arms? They was trying to push my arms down, and I wouldn't let them push my arms down. Like, you know how they put their arms behind your back? I wouldn't let them put my arms down. And this was, when was this? I'm gonna say this was about 7 years ago. I wouldn't let them put my arms down. I'm like, man, I said, what is this for anyway? Because it was over some BS anyway. And finally, I just helped them out though. I was just holding them up. They was off the ground trying to push my arms down. I'm like, you ain't pushing my arms down. See, wasn't no beating down on nothing like that. They don't beat you down when you got that kind of strength. They don't beat you down. They beat you down when you just big, fat and shit, or just skinny or helpless or whatever else. Or once they get those 2. Get you strapped in. Well, no, I'm not gonna knock all cops, you know. This ain't cop bashing. Don't be banning me. This is my freedom of speech right here. Yep. But that businessman shit, that argument, man, come on now. That argument that's not good, man. We talking about legacy and stuff. And I see you put down the right name right there. Yeah. No, AJ going to play tag the old man. Yep. Because that's his new game. That's it. Hey, Don, that's his new thing right now. AJ's new thing is tag whoever, you know, tag the Fat Boy, tag the Lemonade Man or whatever. So tag the old man. That's a good one. And you're right, it lightning bolt. So, but let's look at lightning bolt. I'm not saying I'm a fan or anything else, but let's look at lightning bolt. What was lightning bolt doing? He was number 1, but what was he doing to show people he was number 1? Was he not racing in certain races? Or was he racing in everything he could race in the showcase? You know, he did his little lightning bolt stand and all that, you know, and all that stuff, you know. But what was he doing? How was his face? Was his face out there? Was he looking like the face? Like, that's the face of track and field. Okay, people that don't follow track and field, did they know him? Now you guys will start understanding what I'm saying when I talk about the face. So most time when we talk about the face of boxing, we're not talking about the face of boxing. We're talking about the face in boxing. We're not talking about the face of boxing. We're talking about the face in boxing. Muhammad Ali was, he's been gone for a little while. But look, we're still talking about him. But he was the face of boxing. So that boxing face is looked at from other aspects in life, other sports and stuff. They're going to mention them. Just like Michael Jordan was the face of basketball. You see what I mean? LeBron James is the face of basketball. And a couple more. Stephen Curry is a face of basketball. Shaquille O'Neal was the face of basketball. Matter of fact, even I don't know if you even watch basketball. I love my sports, but I just don't follow stuff that takes too long with the seasons and stuff. I get tired of stressing myself out, and I don't want to end up being like a fan, like end up throwing something and breaking the television like I've seen people do, even with fights or Super Bowl. I've seen people like right there, they're getting filmed and just break a big screen, snatch it off the wall. They that mad because that money, they lost that money. But back to the point though, is that if you're going to be the face of something, then you got to show that you're going to be the face. If you're ducking and running and doing all kinds of odd shit, people aren't going to think that you're the face. They're going to research your ass. People research now, so they're going to research you. And you ain't the face of boxing. You're just a face in there. You're a face in boxing. And right now we have a lot of faces in boxing, but we don't have our face of boxing should not be the face of boxing, but he is the face of boxing. You see, and we've been and that's been our discussion for a while. We've been talking about it, and people are finally getting it. That's the face of boxing. And so let's talk about why he's the face of boxing. Let me see what Don got right now. But we're gonna see why he's the face of boxing, and then I'm gonna flip it and give you a different angle. You're gonna be, oh shit, there go Eagle. That's right. But Lightning Bolt made itself the face by doing the face things. If you want to be the face of something, you got to do the face things of whatever you want to be the face of. What can I do to be the face? I want to be the face. So what do you do? Yeah, he said, is there any fighter that you trust to get a man knee off my neck? He got his wrench out there dropping my line. Somebody, AJ. Yeah. But AJ got to do something, man. Old cowardly ass. Fried. You know he's under fries. Come on, let me see. I can't even get my thoughts done because Don come in here starting something. So it's like, I'm looking through, looking if I got so much stuff, man. Wait. Let me see. I don't care. He won the last fight. He played tag the fat boy and got the win. But still, look, talking about knees. Is that a good knee? Does he have his knee on somebody's neck, or he got his knee on what sign? What does that sign say? I don't even know what it says. But he got his knee on. Is it coffee? That's a coffee sign. He got his knee on, and he looking up like, hey, ref, what you counting for? Please. Got his neck down. He said, "Dog." He said, "Dog, the face of the web." He said, laughing out loud. Well, you do a lot of things in here to show that you the face, you and Gil. But yeah, you showed that you the face of Eagles Web. Besides Eagles, of course, Eagles Web is the face of Eagles Web. But I got people out there, you know what I mean? We got them out there. But AJ got to do something different. Okay, so let's get off of fraud for a second. So Manny, he said cook Eagle. He said, my bad. No, so yeah, that's all right. So Manny is doing stuff to make himself, because people, that little underplay that people didn't understand, see, is I'm a senator. So guess what that does also, see? Does that make you more of a face if you're a senator too? Because remember, only a little percentage is your outside presence, but your outside presence is important. So guess what? Manny has that hands down. Manny Pacquiao has that hands down. I see you down there, Sir Flame. I'll get to you. Yeah, but he has that. That's hands down, baby. I'm sorry. So Manny has that hands down because of him being a senator and everything. But his next exploit is that, that I'm reading in Boxing News, that he wants to, if the this fight doesn't come through with the with Bud, that he wants to fight Triple G. And some people may think that's a bad move. Some people may think it's a good move, because Triple G don't really deal with boxers that well. But he got a whole lot of power though. And that power is the last thing you lose. And if Pacquiao, it's risky, because if Pacquiao does age during that fight, if he ages, if he stops at any moment to get cracked, it may be a disaster. But it will also make him a so-called, because I don't believe it, but anyway, a so-called 9-division champion. But here's the other side of that. Do you need to become, a 9-division champion, a so-called 9-division champion? Do you need to? Or we look at this other side. Is this a trick? Are you avoiding more potential loss with somebody else in order to try to beef yourself up? And are you want the paper? Are you almost about to get out? Is that you're going to be your last fight? And just in case if you win, you're good, but you're probably not going to fight no more. Or maybe you're going to fight after. Or are you choosing it just to see, as a barometer, how far could I win or how far can I go? And you start tasting too much power and you decide, well, that's enough for me. It's a wrap. But you still the face. I'm not taking that part away from you. So, like I said, that deception train, don't think the deception train is just for certain fighters. So don't believe that shit, okay? Salute to Sir Flame up in here, man. Sir Flame said, salute at Eagles Web. He said, look, salute to the chat. And as always, he said, jab that like button or y'all neck. He said, don't get neck up in the Eagles Web box. He said, keep it 100. He said, 100 on them wrenches too. Nothing but fire, baby. And happy birthday to B. You mean to me. Okay, happy what? We're going to shout out to Sir Flame. It's his day of coming into the world. So we're going to celebrate. I don't celebrate that much, but we're going to call it, because man calls it a year. So I'm going to celebrate Sir Flame. He's celebrating a new year on this earth. A new year of blessing. Nothing but blessings for Sir Flame on his day of on that birth of a day. That's right, Don Dada. Sleuthing out, Sir Flame, y'all sleuthing out. Perfect time to come in with Pac-Man 100. I was thinking that. Don't think you knew. I knew anyway. I said, look at Don coming in here. So Don, if I was talking about Pacquiao, so Eagle, I'm sick anyway, right? So I'm talking about Pacquiao, right? So I'm doing the flip side too, right? So if you come in on the flip side, I said, now Pacquiao, don't take your ass up there. And I got the perfect clip for him. So you come in here, Pacquiao, you went in there talking a certain way, and you end up doing the crybaby again. Okay. Since I can't be a buck on with nobody like 100, I can't keep you on 100% 100 status. I can tell you, I roll with him. You ain't getting me caught up in your deception. But I will say this about Pacquiao, that I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit, and I'm going to say that I think it's a genuine move for the prestige and the money. I'm going to say that. I'm just going to say that, and when I say stuff like that, believe me, it's more of a hope than anything. I'm hoping that that's what it is. And that I'm hoping that it's not the duck. I'm hoping that it's not the quack. Because Triple G ain't fought nobody in the world. He probably rusty a little bit. I think I can get in and out on him and be safe. But you get your ass up in there. Now I'm just saying, you get your ass up in there and start tasting some power and stuff. Because there's been fighters that thought that, other fighters were slower or whatever. And they got in there with them, they start tasting power. Well, Sugar Ray Robinson tried to, it had nothing to do with power why he lost. He lost because of heat. But getting hit hard enough, that's heat too. And see, Manny the type that get hit and want to come back, firing. And then that's going to be the worst mistake if you're going to go in there and you start trading with him. Because you're going to trade round after round and you're going to realize, hey, that your shit is just not as doing as much. Or maybe he might surprise somebody. But that is that face. You feel me? That is the face right now. And the reason it's the face because he's doing face, and I'm using that in my way, he's doing face, he's making face-like moves. He's doing face-like moves. And I see you down there clowning Keefy. He said, man, he kicked Keith ass. He laughing out loud. Sir Flame said, only fighters I worry about with Pac is Earl and Ugas. See, well, Sir understands what I was trying to tell people about the Ugas fight and the Earl fight. That just ain't gonna go. It's not gonna go the way that his fans want. It's just not. And he can get out and be safe and see, the thing is, here's the thing, he don't necessarily ever have to fight Earl and just still get out and be a legend. You know what I mean? Because most people are gonna look at the Duck and like, he was older. You know what I mean? So he's safe. He's safe right now. So the Terrence Crawford and all that, he has like it's not a clause, but he has a built-in, it's like built-in Duck. I'm surprised Gil ain't came in here and said something to you, sir. Because Gil was here. He might be playing videos or something like that, but Gil was in here. But yeah, so yeah, so he got built-in excuses, man. That's cool to be the face of boxing, and you got built-in excuses. See, AJ is trying to clout. He's trying to put that clout chasing in, and he's trying to do. You can't do the man in. Joshua, you can't, because your outside performance is shady as your inside performance. People know you over in England, but what you doing? Are you an ambassador of something? Ambassador to this or that or whatever? You work with kids. You gotta do something. Your business that you promote is doing a lot for people around you and the world and all that. Something? No. But you trying to, now you want to sneak. Now you want to sneak. You want to sneak Tyson now. I think I can sneak him, man. I might be able to play tag. If I play tag the fat boy, ting. He got that little light up in his head that buzz off. Ting. If I play tag the fat boy, I could probably play tag the old man. He'll mess around, and Tyson will mess around and have one of them flashbacks. One of them Razor Ruddock flashbacks, and that's it. The Frank Bruno of flashbacks, you through. Yep. He said, yeah, the Pac and Ugas, though. That's it. That's why I talked about that the other day too, about Ugas and stuff. Sir Flame, I was telling them the other day. I said Ugas is the unmentioned fighter. Don't nobody want to put Ugas in their mouth because they don't like his style. No, fight him. A lot of people, there's a majority of people that think that Ugas beat up Sean. Like, nah, Ugas won that. And not just by like one round. Sean lost that damn fight. And to me, Sean didn't look good at all. He looked horrible during that fight. But then again, he's a top welterweight. He was a champ. He's talking about a champ that was really not looking like a champ. And is he making championship moves? Now, because there's people that I follow. I'm not going to say exactly who. That when I say follow, that every once in a while I go to their channel and stuff like that. And I look back at right before Sean was making that decision to fight Earl. It took Sean and Kitty a long time to decide to fight Earl. They was talking about that action, about getting in the ring. They was talking about all kinds of stuff. Never did. And somebody else was talking about his personality, that they was both frauds. I was like, damn, they all frauds? I didn't take it that far, but I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? If both of them is frauds, they frauds. But I do call his personality, I do say suspect personality with the caveman overbite. I do say that. But, hey, it is what it is. He still fights it. Well, I'm not saying that. See, and that's how you don't get that face of boxing, because if you're not getting in the ring and all that, and you're not showing people outside, that's what you are. That you are the boxer. You're the face of boxing. If you're just saying, "Well, I'm gonna fight him next," if you're saying it like that, then you don't believe yourself, so nobody else believe you. I think I can kick his ass. If you're saying stuff with a question, and you're not showing it with action, even if Usain Bolt didn't talk that as much all the time, he finally lost. He lost a couple of races. He used to lose in the beginning, but once he became just that champ, he was the one to look up to. Everybody looking up like, damn, man, I know he's going to smoke me. I'm trying to get that second place or something, though. See? And when you got fighters, because it's worse in a sport like boxing, because fighters still have to use their mouthpiece and act like they're going to win. Oh, he's good. He got that power and stuff like that. But with my style of fighting and my angles and stuff, I know I can take him. And a lot of people used to say stuff like that to Mike Tyson. Used to say stuff like that before a Mike Tyson fight. But then after the Mike Tyson fight, everybody know what happened to the first 19, 20. We know that they was, sleep victims. Huh? What, did I win? If you got to ask yourself if you won and you're waking up, then you already know. Okay, let me get down. I see everybody hates Chris finally got up in here. But salute to Chris out there. I don't even know when he came in, because I don't see nothing. He didn't salute me. Yeah, Chris don't salute me no more. But let me finish saying what y'all writing, and then okay, of course, Grandpa want next. That's right, and then then Sir Flame crying, and then Don Dotterback. He says, Sir Flame, what about TBC? All right, what about him? He said, facts, man. He old school. You hit me, I hit you right back. That's what it is. Sir Flame. You hit me, I hit you right back. And that's what I'm saying. That's why he the face of boxing right now, because he's doing face of boxing stuff. These fighters aren't doing face of boxing stuff. I don't care about TBC. Okay, now you brought him up now, and Chris just got up in here. So Chris is, he think we doing Bud hate. So is Don Dottie hating? Because he's asking Sir a question. But we're talking about the face. So we talked about the face of sprinting a few years ago was Usain Bolt. But he's doing the face of sprinting things by keeping his competition down, beating them. And we talk about Manny. So Manny is a senator, so that helps him to become a face, because his outside stuff helps him to be a face of boxing. So we have faces in boxing, but we don't have the face of boxing. So Manny, hands down, is the face of boxing. And I'll debate somebody about it, and maybe they'll have some valid points, but for me, Manny is the face of boxing. And I said Manny should not be the face of boxing. And Sir Flint said, I'm not sold on Bud yet. But is Bud doing anything to be the face of boxing? Or is he just the face of a boxer? See, I wasn't expecting that kind of conversation to come out of Eagles Web. Y'all like, damn, man, Eagles Web always come up with it, man. I didn't know it was going to happen like that. See, but that's what it is. The face of boxing, or is he a face in boxing? So, that's what it is. Face. Yeah, you said, but watching Gamboa versus Tank, you said gave Bud a lot of credit. Yeah, but Gamboa is just not that kind of fighter. But Gamboa, it will get aggressive, and he got aggressive in the wrong way. Even though he was getting the, he never hurt Tank, but he damn sure hurt Bud. But what I'm saying is, and this ain't that's not hate on Bud. I'm just saying that it is what it is. But Gamboa he's actually older in that damn shoe, man. But I'm just saying he lost. Then that's what it is. You lose the fight, you lose the fight. But he's not gonna he's not the face of boxing. All these young fighters supposed to be young and up and coming fighters. Dubois and all these fighters are supposed to be the face of boxing. They're not the face of boxing. They're just a face in boxing. They're not going to, and that's what, see, the thing is, that's why, see, we go right back to it. That's why Pacquiao can get the money Money, money, money. You're a prize fighter, right? That's how Pacquiao can get the money, because he's the face of boxing, where these other fighters, this face is in boxing. And that's why they was at the negotiation table. Oh, I wanted to get this. I need the 70-30. You know, see? Right. Dada said, can Tank go down to 47? I don't know if Tank can go down to 47. If you're walking around at 5'5", and you walking around at light heavyweight to heavyweight, I don't know. You probably ain't got no business fighting at 135, but that's not the case. The case is you ain't got no business getting that damn big. Stop getting your tank on. Stop eating so much. Damn, Dada frying him. Dada said, he said take a middleweight today. Yeah, Dada said all 54. Yep. So that's what I was saying about the welterweights, to go up to 54. And we didn't finish all of them. Like I said, the ones that we finished, we didn't even really finish Keith. But mostly we finished, we was talking about Bud, but we mostly just finished, I keep saying Porter, but Danny. He said take a minute, well, they all 54. He is big as hell. Everybody laugh. He said big. And Christopher, now I get the Chris. Now I get the Chris. He said salute not to Gil Coles. Dollar Flame, and my brothers, and whoever else in there, and then Fury, the hype of boxing. Yeah, Fury, there ain't no face of boxing. Fury is the hype of boxing. He's not a face. He ain't gonna do nothing. So about Shalom, back to, and Shalom back out there to Christopher, your Nate, my brother out there. He said Eagle Webb, the Bud hater. Even though he's labeling me wrong, he's slandering my name. It's okay. I'm still gonna respect my brother. He can come in and say I'm a Bud hater if he want to. I'm not on none of them side. I'm gonna give y'all both. I'm gonna give you all sides of it, but make sure you bring your ass in here. Something happened. Now something happened to him. Well, something gonna happen to all the fighters anyway. So something happened to him. Just make sure you bring your ass back. Don't be hiding out, because I had people that just never came back to the chat after certain losses. See? yeah, and that's true though. Y'all stay safe out there. You're right. Dollar said, you guys. In pack, that he crying. That's right. Combined might not go 12 with Bud. Yep. All right. That's what Don's saying. But we gonna see it though, Don. We gonna see. Hopefully we gonna see it. I don't know. Because all this different talk. Oh, we fighting in Bayron. We doing this. We doing that. Man, it's all talk. It's all troll train talk. It's all troll train talk until we see it. And then right back out here, Sir Flame said, I mean, like Bud took over with a two-legged boy, but Tank, okay, he took him over, huh? Cause he had two legs. He said, but Tank couldn't do him. He had one good leg. He came in with two good legs though. I mean, that's equipment fault. You come in, it's just like, think about it. We talked about Usain Bolt. Now think about it. You're the second fastest, but you can beat him on any given Sunday. And you come in and you wearing football cleats on the track. So whose fault is it that your ass came in last place? And your potential, at least you're potentially, you could potentially beat him, or at least you're gonna be in the top 2 or 3. You're gonna definitely be there. No matter what, you're gonna be there. And you bring your ass in there with some damn football shoes on, and you come in last place. So whose fault is that? Just don't be wearing shit. If Danny can get 6 toes in his shoes, then you should be able to get shoes that ain't gonna be slipping and twisting your foot up. You feel me? If I'm wearing the wrong shit, whose fault is that? If I'm wearing the wrong stuff and I'm in a potential, see, now we done seen when stuff goes wrong. And I'm not going to keep bringing this up because a lot of people hate Wilder. I don't know if they hate Wilder or hating on Wilder or whatever. Yeah, Wilder lost. But when you do certain stuff before a fight, and the consequences is consequences, right? Just bring your ass in there. Tyson used to come in with a towel on. I got my warm up in. Just throw something on, man. Stop being. I'm not talking about Wilder at all when I say this. But fighters come in and y'all know who they are. I'm not gonna put none up on the screen. But you come in here with your Gucci shit on or whatever. So you come in like, yeah, I'm gonna kill him with this. What? That ain't what you don't need to kill us with it. Like, oh man, like dudes Like real dudes is really looking at what you came in with. We checking out some of it, but some people are like taking in too much though. Oh, I love what he had on and all that. Really? Would you sport it? You see what I mean? So it's like, don't come. Sugar Ray Robinson, black robe, boom, just come in. The flashiest thing Ali had was his tassels. Red and white robe. Joe Frazier. Yellow and green robe. See? Foreman in his blue. Blue and red. Let's just come in. But y'all coming in, y'all got designers making your robe and stuff like that, all these different sayings and stuff, all the advertisement on your boxing. The advertisers don't look good on one of those sides. If you both advertising 10 different products, at the end of the fight, especially if it's a short fight, I mean, those products don't get seen. Or the only ones that's on front of you are the front and the back, the side don't. So if you get knocked out on your back, those advertisers, oh, what do you got on there? Okay, I'm gonna check that out, man. I'm gonna check that product out. And he's laying on his back. But stop it with all the elaborate stuff, man. Come on now. I can see taking stuff back to your tradition and roots and stuff like that's different. Danny Little Red used to wear a headdress. You're not really. I mean, the one he had on that's okay. That wasn't really regalia, which means our clothing. That wasn't necessarily that, but it was, just some stuff he put together, or it might have been regalia, whatever. I'm not gonna knock it and say it wasn't. But that's different though. But don't just come in. I mean, we don't care about that. We want to see the face of boxing. We don't want to see a face, because we see a lot of faces in boxing. And back to that coward, that fraud that's talking about beating up, everybody's going to get mad if he beat up Mike Tyson. No, you need to concentrate on beating up Ortiz. You need to concentrate on beating up Wilder and stuff like that in Fury. You don't need to be concentrating on old friend. You laugh, and now he can laugh again because he got his belt. Now, if Fat Ass would have came in, would have trained and came in on weight and didn't have his hand on his side huffing and puffing during the fight, then it would have probably been a different story. And so that's why I said that train never ends. And so we got to stop thinking that a lot of times I like to put it out there and people just think, oh, you think too much about that, man. Look, I don't trust anything. I'm not distrusting people like that. I don't trust none of them. I'm not going to keep it. I'm keeping it 100. Now I'm keeping it 100 with me. It's because I'm not going to trust all of them because I know it's money involved. Can you put 100% trust in something when there's money involved? And then again, can you put 100% trust in something when there's money involved in gambling too? Can you? When it's gambling and money, can you put 100% trust in it? Gambling money. The potential for us to lose all the money, and we've been in business for so long. That's just a point here. That's a point. But we need to get that face. Like I said, Muhammad Ali was the face. Sugar Ray Robinson was a face of boxing. The face. Sugar Ray Leonard was the face of boxing. Everybody know who they are. When they know who you are, then you're the face. But you can't just be a face. Don said Gamboa is older than Ortiz. And Manny, stop it. He's not that old. Right. He's stupid, boy. Don said, facts, family. He got the glove up good. He said Jose went to go get it. And salute him for it. That's right. You know what? You have to. Okay, I'm gonna give you. No, so this is an example of somebody who's trying their, because they put their brand out there, and they even talked about their brand, and they are trying to become a young gun. He's trying to become the face of boxing, and that's Devin Haney. He's trying to become the face of boxing. Will he be successful? Everybody's already calling him Black Jesus and everything else, but will he become successful? You can't just be a black Jesus and be successful in boxing. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. So you're not gonna be like a color. If you stamp something with a color, then you're not gonna be that. Muhammad Ali wasn't stamped with a color. Of course he was. People know what he was, but I mean, he was stamped with Muslim. But guess what? There's Muslims all over the place. But the reason they really stamped him is because who he was and where he went everywhere. So we don't have that international star like that. But Manny comes from the Philippines, even though he fights over here. So he's taking his country with him. He's putting his country up on his shoulder. But he's making boss moves. But like I said, there's flip sides to stuff. So don't think that just because he's doing it, it might not be a duck. But I'm giving him the credit that it's not a duck. And so let's talk about the 54 just a slight, because you know I like to go back and forth though. So the 54. So let's just stick Bud in there real quick. So Bud versus Charlo. Somebody explain that fight to me. Explain to me. Or give me a score and give me a decision in the score and then tell me why. Bud versus Charlo. I put Bud versus Charlo because he's a champion. And some of the ones that's potentially moving up, they might have been champions, but they're not a champion, right? But he's a champion right now. So what happens, Bud versus Charlo? What happens, Bud versus Harrison? What happened, Bud versus Hurd? What happens, Bud versus J-Rock? And what happens, Bud versus Banana? Or any of them? What happens? Because they're all talking about moving up to 54. All of them had it in their mouth. Earl, all of them had it in their mouth. So what happened? So everybody beat up Danny. So y'all beat up Danny the other day. A couple of shows ago, you guys was beating up Danny, and y'all was saying, oh, Danny gets KO'd by J-Rock by what? I think Gil said less than 5. Harrison beats him up. Hurd beats him up because he just can't, he's not going to be able to take that power. And Banana beats him up because Banana's just way too big. Banana don't even need skills. Banana's just way too big for him. That's just a monster. And then Charlo. So if J-Rock knocks him out, what does Charlo do to him? But so Bud. Because everybody want to say that. So we put Danny up there because Danny's talking about it. It was in his mouthpiece. So it's in Bud's mouthpiece. So how does he fare right now with just those? And that's not bringing anybody else up to 54. But how does that go? I'm going to tell you how I think it goes. But I want y'all, I might agree with some of y'all, but just put it up. How does that go? So we beat up on Danny. And Danny, in most cases, gets the hell beat out of him. After 2 of those, Danny moves out of the 154. Danny retires. If Danny fights Williams, that's a knockout. And and they still let him fight Charlo, that's a knockout. Or if he fights Bananas, he gets completely destroyed. Because the power is just not enough. Even though people say, oh, he got power, then that power that's not enough. And then Sir Flame said Charlo by KO. Yeah, and then Don Dada say split decision in. Okay, so if you're gonna put down split decision, then put a name by it. I'm not telling y'all to write a paragraph. This ain't no assignment. But if you're gonna put a split decision, Terrence Crawford gets the split decision on which one of them. So he gets a split with Charlo. How many split decisions does Charlo have? Somebody put that up. How many split decisions does Charlo have? And then Bud is gifted. Oh, he gets a split decision. And then down to 47 is Bud's best weight. Okay, but when we moved him up now, we moved Danny up, and y'all have fun with Danny. Y'all beat up on Danny. So now beat up on if Chris is still in here. If Chris is still in here, what? So ain't nobody beating up on Bud. But what happens? Okay, with Williams. If he fights Williams, what happens? And then Sir Flame said, we don't know that yet. Okay, but bananas, he said, banana and bud, let's see it. I want to see it. You got the glove up good, you got the ego up good, and you got the web up good, but I would love to see that. It'd be entertaining. Because this is what you guys don't see, what you're not understanding, the weight differences and stuff. This is what you don't understand about weight differences. Is that, remember, Sugar Ray Robinson fought the light heavyweight. And even though it was heat, guess what? He was wearing himself out. He was wearing himself out. This hitting on somebody that's that big, you're hurting yourself too. Huh? When somebody's big and strong, remember we talked about people being big and strong before. Don't you know when you hit people this big and strong, you got to hit them everywhere? But don't you know how tiring that is? You know how tiring that is? And yeah, I'm winning the fight, but I'm so damn tired. What am I gonna do now? And they can't tell you just to run, because you're gonna lose all the rest of the rounds. You pretty good. You close. Maybe you won 4 out of the first 6, but now 7. You're like, damn, he just keep coming. It's not like 2 heavyweights where one is beating the other one off of him. Like Ali used to beat people off of him. It's different. You're tired out and all that, man. And them fighters, man, have fought heavier fighters. And they're going to be just as quick. They can move. They taller too. Charlo's taller. Williams is taller. Harrison is taller. All that reach shit ain't going to work. Go ahead and stick your tongue out. I want to see you stick your tongue out and fight Charlo. That's what I want to see. I want to see you sticking your tongue out fighting Charlo. And see if your bottom teeth don't bite it off. See, everybody don't want to say nothing. And then Don Dada said 40, Manny best weight, but Manny talking about fighting at 160 though. He said boxing, he said beat fighting to me, and Bud can you saying boxing a little bit. Okay. Your sentence don't make sense. Boxing bet. Yeah, Bud got good reach, but the height. When you got reach, when you got a little bit of reach on you, but you got to have that height too. You still got to get up to him. See, everybody got quiet about Bud because they don't want to be labeled as a Bud hater. I'm not a Bud hater. I just asked how those fights go. But you're saying he decisions. Well, shit, he needs to move up and get that fight then. Wouldn't that make him more of a face of boxing if he goes up there and get a split decision? Who don't think that'll be a good fight then? If you're saying that he goes up there, he gets a split decision off of Charlo, shouldn't he be pursuing that fight? Nobody's saying he's getting a split decision over Earl. They thinking he's gonna beat Earl, but if he can beat Charlo like that, if he's gonna beat Charlo like that, then I definitely want to see that. And so if he's beating Charlo, that means he's probably beating Williams too, right? He's beating Williams and he's beating, you said Banana Boat, he's beating him, and he's beating Harrison. And he's beating Hurd. That's what you want to stand by. Because we may have to see that. You know, they may put that out there. We may have to see it. You know how I am, man. We got to see it. But there's not no Bud hate because we talked about Danny too, but y'all don't want to say nothing. But this is what I think. I think he gets in there with Charlo, and I think Charlo just becomes too much. Because even though Bud he's boxing good and he's hitting Charlo, it's not a damn thing he's doing. So when they say effective aggressiveness, it's nothing that he's doing that's really effective. None of his shit is effective. Eventually, maybe he clowns or some shit like that. Maybe he gets careless and clowns, and Charlo catches his ass. Guaranteed. He's going to get hit back. He hasn't fought any fights that did get hit back. Charlo hits harder than he does. It's going to be an awkward style from Charlo hits harder. Charlo is going to hit you. No matter what you're doing, you're going to get hit. And can you take those punches? Because you've been rocked by people that's smaller than that. And that's my problem. The problem with me and him, he can outbox Bananas, of course. But I think Bananas right now, that he's a new Banana. that he's just in, like, he's getting in tremendous shape now. And he even said I was never in like great, could never have a good training camp. He's the champ now, so he's gonna have great training camps. Nobody's just going, at least they gotta show me, nobody's just gonna beat him up like that. And that's, for me, that'd be just too much power. You fast and all that, and you gonna get tired though. All that, cause you're gonna be back foot a lot. You damn sure ain't gonna be front foot, you're gonna be back foot. And that's how that goes. Far as fighting Williams, I don't know if you're going to outsmart him and you ain't going to outspeed him. That's going to be very difficult. Then that one might be close. You might get it. You might get the W. You might. But I'm just saying, do we see you as being dominant at 154? And the answer for me is no. I don't see you dominating the top 4 fighters at 154. I don't see you dominating at 147. I don't see you dominating the top 4. I don't see you just dominating them. Like, I'm going to dominate Shawn Porter. Because if you're going to dominate him, let's see it. Oh, I would love to, though, Don Dada. He said, Eagle, have you ever fought someone sticking out their tongue? I would love to. Go ahead and stick your tongue out. I want you to bite your whole shit off. Harrison pushed Mel to the edge. What happened to Harrison? What happened to somebody that's calling people cornballs? What happened to Harrison? And see, don't make me have to break the fight down, because I'll pull it up and then break it down for y'all. I'll pull them damn clips up and break it down, just like I did, because Carol Brook pushed Earl to the limits. Don't y'all remember that until I broke it down? And then everybody's, no, I guess it wasn't as close as we thought it was. Once I got them clips and shit together and put it out there, because I was taking clips from every round. I wasn't being, biased, because I showed when Kel was hitting Earl apologetically and trying to get the hell out. Earl wasn't trying to get out. Huh? So same thing. Will Bud hit Charlo apologetically and try to get the hell out? Will he ever trade with Charlo? Is he going to be in there trading at times? Or is he going to be trying to be slick just try to be slick? Just being slick, and you can't be slick when somebody trap your ass. If you trapped in the corner, you're going to have to throw hands. Oh shit, I got to throw hands now. How long are you going to do that? Because boxing is stressful. People if never boxed, they're not like, boxing is stressful when you're doing that. That's a stressful sport, man, because you got to figure, every round is different. You got to figure it out, okay. And yes, if you're doing something your way and you're getting away with it, maybe you'll keep doing that. But once they catch on, now they go plan B now. Now, what if plan B don't work? Now plan C. If you don't run out of plans, because I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing that there's no plan for. There's no plan for power, and there's no plan for when I take a punch. There's no plan for that. Besides grabbing or whatever. I'm not talking about those kind of plans. There's no plan like for Khan. If Khan get cracked hard enough on the chin, there's no plan. Because his legs don't see a plan. All his legs see is, oh shit, I got to turn to spaghetti right now. And that's what his legs do. No, said Harrison water bottle ran out. Okay, I'm just saying. Don does I want to see 3. So he pushed him. He pushed him and got his ass knocked out. So go ahead and push him and see what happened. There you go. Bud trade with everyone. So guess what? That's a mistake. You don't go in there trading with Charlo. Because guess what? Harrison was a little bit faster and he traded with Charlo. Guess what? His punch landed but didn't do shit to Charlo. The one thing y'all got to understand is Charlo's got freaking chins on them. I mean, they got monster chins on them. So you're landing, guess what? Your punch landed, you're all happy, I landed. Boom. Now you're caught. Now what? And that's what happened to Harrison. It was one of those now what things. Like, now what? What do you do now that you're caught? Okay, you guys don't really want to discuss it. But I told you exactly how that goes for me. How it goes for me. And maybe I won't talk about all of them, because it'd be too many days. But Shawn Porter. I think Shawn Porter does pretty good. Because of his awkwardness. If he can hold the 154, he does pretty good. He can hold the 154. Because he can hold the 154. Shit. He fought Usyk at one time, right? So he could hold the 154. So How does he do? So let's put him with Harrison. How does he do with Harrison? I see Harrison trying to slick and outbox him and all that, but I see some of that, maybe some of that overhand shit works on Harrison. And maybe Sean might be able to catch a chin. He's so awkward, and I tell you one thing that Sean has that the rest of them don't have, is he got that battering ram headbutt. And I'm not putting it out there as a boxing skill, but that's going to put him in, that's going to help him survive. Is that at least he has that, that's an X factor. That's what they put these X factors out. That's one of those X factors type of things, is that Sean does have that head. And just being awkward and stuff. Crawford is going to be easier to exchange with and hit. Even though he's kind of slick, he's going to be easier to exchange with. Sean is hard to, because you never know what Sean might do. Sean might roll over in the ring or something. You never know what Sean might do now, ever since the Earl fight. You don't know what Sean might do. I'm not saying it's all effective. You're going to look horrible. Swinging all wild trying to get him. What this little fucker? And just going crazy. I'm putting it out there letting you know. Banana versus Mel be a good one. The thing about Banana versus Mel, Banana's kind of made the order for him. But that's dangerous when somebody's made the order for you. Because you might have granite in your chin, but if you mess around and take one from somebody who can break granite, then your ass end up in trouble. I would love to see it though. I think I give Charlo the edge on that. But I don't see him just like smoking him. Like it ain't gonna be like no quick. It ain't gonna be like no quick fight or nothing like that. I don't see no shit like that. But because, see, I have to bank on what Banana said, because he lost before. He lost to somebody he probably shouldn't have never lost to. But he said the proper thing that most fighters and most people don't say. He said the proper thing. He said that I've never was able to have a good training camp. But now he's able to train, and that makes a lot of sense when you see what he was able to do in such a short time. Damn, J-Rock didn't go 6 rounds, man. Think about that. J-Rock didn't go 6. That was some heavy, believe me, dude got some heavy-ass hands. I'm just telling you, he is totally heavy-handed. He's heavy-ass handed. I'm not saying he's a hands of stone, but he's heavy-ass handed, man. And we talked about that strength earlier. I see you down there. E. Wood up in here, man. Don't think I forgot you, E. Wood. I see he said, E. Wood up in here. You already know what it is, man. He up in here. He said, I'm up here at work, man. But I'm in here, man. Then he cussing, then he crying. He said that Eagles web box. Got the eagle up good, of course. Got the web up good. In the glove. In on the mic. 100, he say. E. Wood, he's at the dime to the dollar. And then Porter and Hurd. That'd be nice right there. Yeah, Porter and Tony, that'd be good too. Porter and anybody. See, the thing about Porter, even though a lot of people don't like him, say suspect and all that stuff, there's other people that called him suspect way before me. I say it about his personality, but I don't say it because he ducked. Because he had people in the past that said that he's more of a ducker than anything. He don't really want that smoke. But if Porter wanted, he wanted. Porter and Tony, man, that'd be fun. Porter and Hurd would be real fun. Because Hurd is going to be trying to hurt him. And if he can't hurt him, because there's going to be a clash of heads in that fight. Hurd versus Porter, there's going to be a clash of heads. Well, he gets everybody. He headbutted the shit out of Earl. You see Earl's head? He headbutted the shit out of Earl. But he was loading up that little ram head. He loads up that shit. He spring loads that shit like before he released. I don't know. Did Holyfield? I'm trying to think about back at Holyfield fights. I don't think Holyfield actually loaded up his head. Maybe every once. Yeah, he did. He had to load that shit up against Rodman, right? Because Rodman had this on his head. So for somebody to get something that big on their head, yeah, he had to load that. He loaded that headbutt up. Because Rodman wasn't getting stopped by nobody. Not like that. I mean, he could put your ass out. He has some power. He could put you out. Lennox Lewis came back. He fought the wrong fight. And Lennox Lewis just fought the right one. That's all that is. But Bud at 54, I don't see him just like dominating at 54. I'm sorry. I don't see him fighting the people I don't see him beating. I don't see him. Because you put up a split decision over Charlo. I don't see Bud split decision over Charlo. Charlo don't be taking no split decision. You're not gonna. You got to beat up Charlo, and you got to actually beat him up. Bud will have to knock him out. Charlo be working with heavier people, man, way heavier than Bud, man, and people don't. You might not think that's a factor, but that's a factor. E Wood in here said, much respect. He said, one love. He got the love up at some there. Equal face. That's right. That's right. But E Wood out there. I'm not worried about that, man. You put your cursing up. You frustrated. You at work, man. I'm used to it. I know when E Wood make it in here. I already know. I see that. I see Sugar Ray come in. I say, that's E Wood. E Wood gonna put it up. He gonna let you know. I'm at work, man. Damn, man. I can't. You got some words off, and much respect. Much respect to you. You got your words out. Hopefully you doing good, man. Everybody out there doing good, though. Even the ones that's not active in the chat, that don't talk, and my family that come in sometime. All my shouts out to all y'all, and make sure y'all doing good out there. Don't get caught up in none of the stuff. That's just my side of it, my opinion. I don't want y'all getting caught up in none of it. I don't want you really believing it, but just don't get caught up in none of that shit, man. Just don't get caught up in that, man. But we need that face of boxing. But I don't see Bud going up and just spanking everybody. Because everybody, oh, yeah, but 154. And just think about it. So we're talking about greatness, though. So you want to be great. And Manny is the face of boxing. So if Manny's the face of boxing, you want to get there. So you're going to have to show yourself. Maybe you have to show yourself at 154. You might have to show yourself at 160. And I'm going to tell you something. That was in one welterweight's plan anyway. And that's Errol Spence. Errol Spence had planned to go up. Errol Spence big. He's just as big as the ones that's up there at 154. And Charlton sparred with him and all that. And Earl tell Charlie to his face. He'll tell him, like, you ain't never beat me up sparring. Earl tell him. So Earl knows something about them Charlos. Earl can fight them Charlos. And I don't see somebody like Williams beating Earl. I don't see somebody like Harrison beating. The one that would be interesting is still would be that Bananas fight would still be interested with Earl. Banana fighting anybody right now just to see what he got would be interesting. We got to see what he got. Just to see, man. I just want to see, because if he is the goods, if he's young, man. He's young with that kind of power. He's only gonna get more powerful. If it's right, the training camps just weren't right, or if he's psyching us out. Like I said, I'm going to try to lean on his side and say that he's not psyching us out. But I see Michael Johnson's boxing talking more in here. He said, what it do, man? You know how it do and what it do, man. It's doing the Eagle thing and it's doing the Eagles web chat thing, man. But salute to my brother out there, Michael Johnson, boxing talk. He had to put hands on somebody last time he came here too. So, see, they don't be knowing Michael Johnson's boxing talk anymore. They don't know, my brother. They don't know that when Eagles stay late, they don't know how these trolls just all of a sudden start falling up in here and start coming up in here, and y'all got to go to work. Like, we don't know you. You don't know Eagle like that. See, now, my brother just came down. See, my brother came in, and he said much respect, and he called me by my name. He said, Asante Eagle face. So he comes in, and he said, he even spelled it right. But he doesn't have they put that little mark over my E. But anyway, you can't do that in here. But he come in, he say my name, but you got people that come in, they don't know nothing about me, and they coming in saying my name right away and all that, and they saluting and talking to people in my chat that don't know him. They like, what it do, E Wood and all that. Like, E Wood don't know you. And you come in, and so that's what happened. And see, Michael witnessed that. He came in and said, God dang, these people coming in with this all kind of weird shit, and that's it. And that's why they got to disappear. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. E. Wood said, I'm all right. He said, glad that the type of work he do haven't slowed down. That's what it is. Michael Johnson, boxing talking more. How you doing today, too, brother? You good? Everything good in your hood? Around your area where you at? Everything cool? I just want to make sure everybody good, man. We had some potential stuff and some crazy shit happen over here, but it happens, but everything's calming down. And they gonna slowly get people back to work. They calling us non-essential, man, but going, shit. With my work, man, going 4 months without food and water or without money, man, your resources be going down, man. Your resources be like, you looking in the bank like, huh, that's it? You never want to look in the bank and say that's it. You want to look in the bank and go, yeah, all right. I guess I can't make that trip. You don't want to look in the bank and be like, huh, what the? Nobody wants to go to the bank and be like, what WTF when you go to the bank? When you go to the bank and come from the bank, you want to be like, yeah, because we talked about this before, man. Nobody, you know how you make that trip to the bank, and don't tell me if you haven't made this trip, then you're not. I'm not gonna say something's wrong with you, but you haven't really lived a life with struggles. If you never, and I'm gonna just show you what this. I'm gonna use this as my example. So, you go to the bank, right? And you punching in everything, and you get this. It says inquiry, right? So you just want to check it out, and you get this back, and this is your receipt. And you look at this receipt, and you're finding out. So you can pull $20 out if you got $20, right? In most bank accounts. A lot of times you can't carry a zero balance. They'll charge you. You're going to get charged $5 a lot of times. But you can carry it. And you look in there, and let's say, for instance, you got $18.57. Guess what? And you hungry as I don't know what. Guess what? Banks is closed. You can't even go to the bank until the bank open. You can't get no money until the bank open. And yes, you got a bank card, and you spend that. You know what I mean? But if it's checking, a lot of times or if it's savings, a lot of times you don't have a card for that. A lot of people don't have a card for their savings. They have one for their checking, but they don't have one for their savings because they don't. Sometimes they're not combined. But if you have never went through that, then you just have not lived. I don't think you lived a full enough life experience. I think that you lived more. And I'm not trying to prejudge you or nothing like that, but I'm saying that your life may have been more privileged, just like more of a privilege. Like if you never had to work, like just work hard and just like shake your head when you go to get that bank statement. And I don't want nobody out there. I hope none of you, a lot of you probably just work slowed or stop, but I don't want none of you, and I hope that all of you are still making it, that the ends are still together. Like, okay, I got the ends they tied up, you know, and that's what I hope that for everybody. Because that's what always, for me, nothing but blessings. Yeah. Oh, he said, yeah. He said, he's just staying in the house. Michael John said he's staying in the house cooking them greens. That sounds good, man. Make my mouth water, some greens. Yep. I eat turnips, man. I eat the turnip greens. I don't know, a lot of people like the collard greens and all that. I eat turnip greens, man. Yep. I eat me some turnip greens. Yep. Cut them onions up, grill them and all that, and put all that, man. I hook them up. I hook them up, man. That's one thing I love, man. I love some food where you always you got to keep looking back at the cook. No matter what mama it is, man. You be like, man, Mama Wildfeather can cook. You just be, the people you just look at, you just be looking at them like, damn, how, you know, you just be eating the whole time. They be like, what? Is it good? Yeah, it's real good, man. It's real good. But you just looking at them like, and what your thought is not a bad thought. You just thinking, damn, man, how come all this damn time, and I ain't know, and you feel me? How come? In other words, how come I ain't eat over here before? I should have ate over here before. I'm always passing up. You looking at them, and because a lot of times you don't trust people's food, but sometimes you sit down and you like, I mean, I've had people's food that was so good sometimes that it's like, and you know you want to be nice, so you don't want to keep. Are you good? Yeah, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool. Thank you. It's filling. It's really good food. They said my boys usually eat more or something like that. And I'm like, all right, I'll take. You know, sometimes you might be like, all right, I'll take some more, but a lot of times you just being a gentleman and stuff. You're like, okay, that's cool. But when you leave, you're like, damn, I wish I needed to have some more of that. That shit was good. And that's a lost art. So the brother is cooking greens, but I'm telling you, man, just food itself is it's lost, man. A lot of things, we losing all the arts, man. We losing the art of cooking, regular arts and stuff like that. You know, I'm an artist too. You guys already know that, right? The Eagles are artists. So losing our art and stuff like that, and we're losing the art of boxing. Because the face of boxing, Manny Pacquiao, shouldn't be the face of boxing right now. But he's doing the face. That's why I'm using that. He's doing the face of boxing things. So I'm a senator. I'm from the Philippines. I'm representing myself all over the world like this. And I'm the face of boxing. The way I talk and all that, even though sometimes you can't understand what he's saying, but still, I'm the face, not just a face in boxing. And like I said, Young Gun, he put his brand out there before he even really got started. And he started real young, and he's getting up there, and he's going to make it. And I'm looking at him like, you feel me? I'm looking at him like, because I'm wanting the best for all of them. All of them aren't going to have, they're going to have the best whatever they have. But for him, I'm actually hoping. Because he's staying in shape. He's not getting his tank on. He ain't just weighing 180 pounds and shit like that. He's staying in shape. He's fighting everybody. And he wants to fight everybody. He wants to fight the name. So let's see. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Haney. So maybe Haney will be that face of boxing. Because right now we can trust him. A lot of these other fights we won't be able to trust. And the closer we get to other fights, because a lot of times I be itching because I want to, y'all know I like to talk about this boxing. But a lot of times I hold stuff inside. It's like, I can't tell them that yet. I'll hold it in. But y'all remember when we first got on that damn deception train, I bought out everything. So there was nothing that could hit my web. The people that came into the web, there was nothing that can hit them that was going to be caught, that was going to be undermined, except for the glove switcheroo shit that I'm going to put my glove up, down, whatever. That was the only thing that, all the overhands and shit, if you go back to that live on the 21st that I told you guys right before the fight, if you paid attention to what the hell I was saying, because I think Sir Flame came in and said, damn, Eagle, you called that shit. Because one of my watchers came in and he said, man, you called that shit exactly the way it was. I said, yeah. I said, no patting on my back, but when you look at fighters, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to bring this out early. I shouldn't bring it out early, but since I'm not talking about him, and people have dropped off the stream, the eavesdroppers has probably dropped off the stream by now. But I'm going to tell you what's going to get Wilder in trouble. And we already know he's been in trouble. As Wilder, people's going to find out that Wilder he gets frustrated. He cannot take what he's doing. He can't take overhands. He can't take them, hitting them on top of the head and side. He can't take those. Wilder cannot. And if they find that out, they're going to be aiming for that damn overhand. And you had fighters back in the day that would throw overhands like that, like Shavers. And people talking about putting fighters in different eras. If Wilder didn't knock Shavers out right away, he could go to sleep. Because Shavers had a mean overhand. And if you're acceptable or if you can't take overhands, your ass is going to sleep. If you can't take overhands, most people can take overhands because they lose power. But with somebody that big and strong, a Shavers overhand is different than most people's overhands. Because most overhands, especially like Sean Porter, a leaping overhand, nah, that shit ain't nothing. Michael J back in there, he said, no. He said, if your food good, don't let me in your refrigerator. Michael like me, he said, don't let me in the refrigerator. No, your food good, don't let me go in there. Don't tell me, hey Mike, don't tell you to warm up something, huh? Don't tell you it's in the refrigerator going to warm you something up. Shit, Mike getting that pan out of the microwave. He can't wait. He getting that microwave plate ready. Mike said, I'm warming that shit up. Warm it up. Shit, how about shit? I warm up the whole pot. That's right. If something good, I'm just telling my. Hey, you know what? Now I'm respectful. I tell you, I apologize. I'm sorry, man, but I got to have some more. Is anybody else expected to eat? I got to have some more of that. That's good, dear. I compliment them. Shit, I pay you. If it's good enough, I pay you. I'll leave you $10, $20, $30 on the table. I said, it's good. I said, it's worth it. Go get you some more ingredients. And I don't know how y'all's families work, but our families work like this. Is we have certain people in the family that make certain stuff. And that's who we expect to make it. So we don't expect, like, even if it came to like potluck type shit, or that's what they call potluck, right? So if it came to something like that, if you knew, just stick with the store-bought shit. You bring shit that everybody gonna eat. And I don't eat the meat and shit like that, but you stick with you go to KFC or whatever, You bring the chicken wings or something like that. You stick with that. Okay? Stay in your lane if you new. Because we don't know you like that. If you're going to bring a little dish, make sure it's little. Make sure it's little. Because if it's little, then everybody can put a little sample and it'll disappear. But if you bring a whole bowl, and I heard people talk about this shit before, if you bring a whole bowl of your poisonous potato salad, ain't nobody messing with it. If it's all mushy and all that and ain't got no flavor, ain't nobody messing with that shit. If you're not, because it's going to be sitting right next to the potato salad that everybody eats. So if you bringing that, just don't bring it. If you bringing over the perfect, like the beans you made, like everybody know that you throw down. I know we talking about the food, yeah, because it make me hungry. But so the person who brings the beans, everybody knows who brings the beans. Leave them alone. I happen to be one that I had to bring everything. Like when I go out. I do. They want me to bring everything. You got this. I mean, when I say everything, I'm not even talking about food. I told y'all about that before. I got to bring every damn thing out there. But it's certain stuff, because I don't make a whole lot of stuff like I used to. I just, because I'm back to, I do more tradition. I do tradition before the, I'm doing our traditional food before we went through the bullshit. Before they chased us up in the hills and stuff. Before Sand Creek. So I eat the food like before that era. That's the kind of food I try to eat. Not the food that we ate after that, but the food before that. That's what I try to eat. And so I bring that experience to people. I bring some of the fresh, like the berry soup and stuff like that. I bring that type of stuff, And plus, I do the fried bread, but I use a whole different kind. And then I make another soup. And I had one of my friends, my medicine man, say, "Oh, that tastes too healthy." He got mad. He was like, "It tastes too healthy." But guess what? I didn't care about his opinion, because it was at least 2 or 3 girls was at the camp. And girls use this word when they love something. I don't know if y'all heard them say, but girls use this word. They use the word amazing when they like stuff. And they both said that, both of them, like at least 2 of them that was eating at the same time. It's probably more than that out there. They said this is amazing. But my boys talking about it tastes too healthy, but they say it was amazing. I know it was good, but they was like, "This is good. This is amazing right here." They can't believe I made that outside. But I did all my prep work, because I used to do that kind of work too. I did all my prep work at home, and then I did it out there at the camp. You see, but back to that part of it. So even if it's your first time and you getting into something like that, like your family, or not just especially outside the family. If you're having this, you might find anything at an outside the a company potluck, but make sure you bring your best stuff, or have somebody make it for you. Cause ain't nothing more frustrating than everybody went to KFC at a potluck. Well, they got some KFC over there, and I've been to those too, where everybody's like bought damn near the same thing, and you got like 3 or 4 dishes out there, and they're medium size. It's like, damn, people gonna go through that before I even get to it. Yeah, but that's that part of there. But we need to get us a face though, man. We need to get us a face, because Manny should not be the face of boxing. So we're gonna have to get like somebody in there that's gonna do the work that they need to do, man. That they gonna have to do the face of boxing work. And once you get that face of boxing work done, then we're gonna respect you, just like the Usain Bolt did with track and field. That he was the face of track and field, of sprinter. That's the face. Mark Phelps, that was the face of swimming. Muhammad Ali, that was the face of boxing. So we need to get back to getting us a face of boxing. It shouldn't be somebody who's on their way out like that. Up and coming fighters and stuff like that got the face of boxing. Yeah, so we got to have an up and coming fighter. Right now, I'm gonna stick with Haney right now, because he's doing the work, and he want to fight everybody. But on the discussion at the 154, I know I couldn't get a lot of y'all to say stuff. Bud does not dominate at 154. The closest 1-2 moving up and getting people out of there is Earl. That's the closest one. Danny doesn't. Danny gets beat up by a lot of people. Sean makes it look interesting, like always. Ugas does a little damage though. I mean, hey, keep it a buck. He does a little bit of damage up there. But most of them, a lot of them that people think is going to do so much up there, And Mikey better not ever think about bringing his ass up there. Mikey gets just stopped by everybody. He just gets pounded in submission, even to the ones that don't have that much of a chin, because he ain't going to be able to catch him. And I don't think his power is really going to translate. That's just my thoughts on it. But y'all know what it is, man. We're going to get back in this again, man. It's a nice little chat on the Friday, man. I know y'all had to run. Y'all take care of the things you got to take care of. But I appreciate you, Michael Johnson. I know you came in a little bit later on in the stream. But I appreciate you coming. Hopefully they don't take it down. The last stream I did, they took down, but it's back up. So it won't have that many views on it because it wasn't up. It was taken down. It has that little thing that tells you, oh, the video you're looking for is no longer there. It's taken down. But they put it back up. So maybe that'll get some views. I think that was some important... it was either Monday or Wednesday. One of them, I think it was Wednesday. It was probably one of the most important ones. As far as like having information outside of boxing and stuff, that's probably one of the most important ones right there. But we running back into boxing, so hopefully we're not gonna just have all these fighters just run and be running from each other. But hopefully we're gonna get some fights, and we're gonna see it, man. Because we got a fight coming up in a few days, man. Shakur Stevenson. So this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's our first fight back. And so hopefully we'll see that and we'll enjoy that and we'll be able to talk about that one on Wednesday or sometime. And we're going to see how that go, man. See how this whole getting back to boxing, man, and getting it back in. See how that work out, man. But anyway, y'all know how it is, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see. My shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Nothing but blessings. As always, man. Nothing but blessings. Real blessings. I mean, blessings to come through. When I say blessings, that's what I mean. I know I shouldn't have to elaborate, but I mean the ones that come through. I ain't fork-tonguing it. I'm going to catch y'all, man.